Two Guys Garage. It's really quiet in here because we're driving a Toyota Prius hybrid. Shh, we're in whisper mode.
Actually, we're just cruising and we're saving gas money, so it's going in our wallet, which is great. But you know what? We're hot rodders. We're gonna take this fun factor way up today. What's unique about a hybrid, it's got a gas engine and an electric motor. Well, they each have a different sort of efficiency range, so by putting them in series parallel, I can use either one depending on what I'm doing to get the most efficiency out of the system. You know, whether I'm idling, cruising, on the highway, or even braking. Now check this out, when I hit the brakes, I can actually see the charge happening. I'm taking that lost heat energy that goes into the brakes, putting it in my batteries, and storing it for when I need it. I can drive the wheels later on. If you look at the console, it looks like a normal shifter, but it's all electric. Obviously, there's no mechanical linkage going on. And there are 3 different modes. You've got electric vehicle, economy, and power. I happen to like power. You guys know this shape. You know the look. This car's been around for almost a decade and 1 million models sold. But we're Americans. We like to be individuals around here, right? It's a very nice car on its own. Gets great gas mileage. It's gonna run forever. But we want to fix it up. We want to modify it. We can't help ourselves. And we want to have fun. So we've got quite a few parts we're going to throw at this car to make it individual. We got body kits. And we've got a new set of wheels. Every car looks better with a set of wheels. That's right. We're going to change the stance. We're going to set the car down a little bit, and we're going to improve some of that suspension and make that part of the ride too. So the fun factor is going to go up a couple notches. Going to make it ride in eco style. And that name is trademarked, so don't even try. Now I know what you're thinking. We're going to fluff our hybrid, but no, that is not true. These forged alloy aluminum wheels are going to be 8 pounds lighter than the originals. We're going to get a lot more rubber than that teeny little thing that it came with. So we're going to get better performance, better mileage. Now, when we go ahead and add the springs, we do the lowering kit. We're going to drop it down. Now, dropping it really lowers the coefficient of friction, not only by decreasing the surface area in the front, but there's a lot of friction up underneath. So by lowering it, we're going to get better mileage, better performance, and we go ahead and add a sway bar. Whew, man, this baby's going to be running much better. Yeah, it's cool to add performance and fuel economy. Now, I got to get up under the hood here, if I can find this prop bar, and start pulling some of the cowl. Now, to get those springs in, we're going to have to drop the struts and the top bolts right up in here. Now, there's a lot of hybrids, plug-in hybrids, and electric cars coming at you in waves by all the different manufacturers, and some of that technology can be confusing. But there's a lot of really simple things that we've known for a long time, electric motors and batteries, gas engines, but it's how they're put together, and how they're used that really makes them kind of cool. Well, there's no better way to learn than with a learning tool we've got here today, so we're going to walk you through some of that too. Come on, bring it on in. I'm gonna catch you up. Now, if you notice, I put a couple layers of tape right here on the windshield. Now that's to protect for pulling that wiper motor assembly out. If I hit it, I could just crack that thing. Now, once that wiper motor is out, I can pull the whole tray out, and as you can see, I got access to my shock towers. So I got this side out, just gotta loosen a couple bolts. The strut assembly can drop down, and Bryan can start working that spring out. Yeah, this strut's really easy to come out. First thing is, take the arm off that runs the sway bar down at the bottom. We took out, this is the speed sensor, it's just a little clip and a bolt, and then you've also got your brake hose, no big deal there. And finally, last 2 large bolts, whoop, there we go, that are gonna remove the spindle. Pop those out, and then this should just kind of slide out to the way. You got yours out? Just about. And then this will drop. As soon as this drops out, we have our new spring that's gonna lower it a little bit over 1 inch. We need to do that on the spring compressor, and then we'll be ready to reinstall. Okay, our Toyota Performance Plus spring is put in. This is going to lower it about 1 inch. We kept our rubber on the top, or the bottom, and the top, and that's going to make sure it doesn't get a rattly, squeaky noise. There's a lock nut here on the top. I want to make sure you replace, because otherwise it may back out. And now It's easy to install as long as you have a Birdman to help you get the top nuts. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, well, these top ones, they're pretty mild, 35 foot-pounds. Those lower strut mounts, those are a whopping 177 foot-pounds, so you better get out your muscles. Yeah, I had to put a 3-foot breaker bar to get that thing off the first time. All right, if you can hold it up. How's that? Hold it up, and I'll spin her down. See, we got our strut set up there. That's gonna drop us about an inch. We're all torqued down. I wanna show you the lug nuts that come with these wheels. Now, these are really nice. They're forged, which is an expensive process. They look sharp. They got a nice kind of silver charcoal finish. And these are gonna perform, and you see how light they are going in. They're gonna perform better, grip better. We're gonna look sharp. And right now we have to take a break. We come back, we're gonna button up the rear springs, button up the rear sway bar, and Byrd is gonna show you all of the technology that's behind the hybrid, so stay tuned.
This tip is brought to you by AutoGeek.net. We are car care.
Back here with Mike Phillips from Auto Geek again. We got a pretty nice Stang, you know? Not looking too bad.
Looks good from like 5 feet away, but try this out. This is called a swirl finder light.
Oh, cool. Oh, ooh.
Oh man, you can see the swirls now, huh? It works just like the sun.
That's really bad.
Yeah, highlights the swirls so you can see them, so then you can remove them.
Put that thing away.
We call that the cruel master in the forum world.
And what we're gonna do, we're just gonna tape half the hood here so you can kind of see the difference that we can make in a really short time.
Now, what we're going to use is the Pinnacle polishes. Now, Pinnacle is known for their waxes, like the Pinnacle Sovereign Paste Wax, the Signature Series 2, or the Pinnacle Liquid Sovereign. They're famous in the show car circuit. But what a lot of people don't know about are the Pinnacle polishes. These things give you phenomenal results when it comes to removing swirls and scratches out of clear coat finishes and leaving a show car shine.
Now, unlike a lot of polishers, this has a forced orbital action, whereas a lot of them just have an offset arbor. It's got a lot of power.
And it's safe. We're going to take it to an even higher level now by switching over to a less aggressive product and a less aggressive pad. So now we're going to use the advanced finishing polish. Again, I'm going to spread this around with my finger to kind of prime the pad, and that makes sure 100% of the pad goes to work for you as soon as you turn the switch on. There you go.
All right, I got it turned down to 3. I'm going to keep it real flat.
Now we remove the swirls, we polish the high gloss, now we're ready to put some wax on. Let me show you a little tip for how to apply a paste wax by machine. Just kind of knock this against my hand, the wax comes out.
That's a nice way to do it.
Spread a little across the pad.
I usually just dig my fingers all in there, you know.
Now let's
That was quick.
Let's pull the tape line off. Take the Cruel Master.
Oh no.
Check out our results.
That is really clear. I mean, that turned out really nice.
That's what you call a show car finish.
Sure is.
Now, today we use the Flex 3401, but the Pinnacle Advanced Swirl Mover and Finishing Polish work with any dual action polisher. For more information on Pinnacle products, visit AutoGeek.net.
Are you ready to demystify the hybrid? Because it can get confusing. Now let's just break it down in components because they're actually pretty simple. Let's start with a regular car that we're used to. You got an engine, maybe some sort of transmission, driving the wheels. Okay, easy. Well, a hybrid's adding an electric system, kind of like a golf cart, but it's kind of putting it in different ways. So I've got an engine. Say I'll put a generator in there, so I'm going to create electricity. Maybe I'll charge a battery so I can do what I want with it. Then I've got that electric motor. I can drive the wheels. Pretty simple. So that's a series. Everything is in line, and there's only so much I can do with it. Now there's parallel. Uh-oh. So let's look at a parallel. Now I've still got my engine, so we'll set this guy here. And what I can do, I'll have my battery off to the side. I've got a starter generator. I put it in parallel to drive my wheels. So normally what I can do is downsize the gas engine, start to get some efficiency. This is usually my main driver to the wheels, but when I need a little bit more power or torque, I can use the motor to help drive the wheels. And under braking, I can send that spinning wheel, braking force back into my generator to charge my battery. So I'm getting some efficiency. Kind of nice. But there's also a series parallel. How does that happen? Well, Toyota's really mastered this. It's called sort of the full hybrid. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a smaller second motor generator. I've got my bigger motor generator. Now with a clever device called a torque split, I can put this right sort of in the middle between my small generator motor, my large generator motor, and my engine. And now with sort of a simple sawn planetary set and how I connect them, now I can do a lot of unique things. I can use this engine to drive my wheels. I can use this motor to drive my wheels. Or if I want to run in, say, in a really efficient mode, run the engine at a higher speed, get more energy out of it, but I don't want to put my, all that to my wheels, I can generate electricity to save in my battery to use later. Or let's say I want to, start from a stop. I can use an electric motor, which has a lot of torque in it at 0 RPMs. I can start my car one way. I can cruise another way. If I want full power, I can use both. But any time that I've got extra energy and I want to run in efficient mode, I can always use my small generator to charge my battery and save it for when I need it. Now always, whenever I'm braking my wheels, I can always send that back up through my battery and save it as well. So it's pretty simple. The configurations aren't that complicated. But let's look at some of the parts that are actually inside this car. My little buddy, the friendly face, the gas engine. Now what's cool is most hot rodders know if I put a big cam in an engine, I might make a lot of power, but I might sacrifice some torque, some combustion stability, or whatever. Well, because I've got a buddy, the electric motor, I can have him help me out so that I can make this engine, let's say, optimize within a narrower band, speeds and loads, so I can really optimize this for fuel efficiency, but I got plenty of total power because I got the electric motor. Now, just behind the engine is that torque split power split device. That's one of the key enablers, the technologies behind this car. And then I've got my two generators, my generator motors stacked right behind it, all conveniently packaged, kind of looks like a transmission. No big deal. Well, the other part of the technology is the power control unit. Now there's a lot going on inside here because my batteries are tucked in the back. I've got 28 nickel metal hydride cells, putting out about 200 volts DC. Well, my motors are AC. So I've got to have some converters, inverters, all that sort of stuff, and I've got some voltage bumping going on in here from 200 volts up to 650 volts to put plenty of power into those motors. Now, the other thing that's kind of cool, when you hit your brake pedal, those wheels are turning shafts into that motor generator. Well, now I'm generating. So I can put a lot of load to the wheels to slow them down and brake, make a lot of electricity, charge my batteries. I don't have to do anything. So I'm really using most of my braking power going into the battery and not really clamping on those brakes. So they'll actually last a lot longer. Now, the only thing you want to think about, there's a lot of voltage in here. You see these big orange wires. You don't want to chew on them like a squirrel because you'll definitely get a shock, probably even worse. You want to make sure you have really high quality safety equipment, or better yet, let your technician do it. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to put our rear suspension on, finish that up, and start putting that Prius Plus body kit on. Welcome back to our Prius hybrid suspension upgrades. Yes, we are lowering a hybrid. And if you look, we got our new spring in. This is progressive, so that's going to work a lot better. And pretty standard fare back here, straight axle. But I want to give you a little side note. Look at that teeny little exhaust pipe. It's probably 1 3/4 inch big. I got motorcycles with bigger ones than that. So let me hold up our springs, and you can see the new guy is progressive. So at the bottom, it's going to give you that kind of nice ride. But then as you're leaning into a corner and you're really pushing on it, this is going to give you some more performance than the stocker. So we'll go ahead and shift the rubber up. That's easy. And the nice thing about buying parts from the Plus division of Toyota, obviously if they built the car, I'm sure they can build good parts for it as well. So this just pops right inside. That's easy. And while we're there, I wanted to show you the sway bar. Sway bar, now these didn't come with a sway bar, so this is going to be a big improvement in corners than stock. And all you do is bolt them right in here behind the shock. That's easy. Come around the side and push this up. There's a bracket, and another bracket bolts on inside of here. That's easy. And you want to make sure you do one thing, which is lube inside that boot. Comes with it, and that way it's not going to squeak on you a whole lot. So at that point, we're finished with the suspension upgrades. We're ready to move on. Now this body kit's pretty easy to put on. It comes with these little plastic brackets. Now it comes with locators. So I'll locate off this edge, locate off the bottom. The sticky will let it stick on. Then I can locate here, here, stick this one on. Then I can come back, drill a couple holes, and throw some rivets on. Now this guy's ready to snap right down in place, and a couple of screws, and it's on. Now what's neat about Toyota being able to develop this package, they've got computational fluid dynamics. Now that's nerd speak for a lot of aero work, but on the computer. Now by lowering the car and adding this front skirt, I'm actually reducing the positive pressure on this tire, which lowers the coefficient of drag. Well, I can also change some of the airflow so I get less recirculation behind the tire. That also reduces drag. Now on the back, I can actually squish some of that dead zone, which is negative pressure, pulling the car backwards. So another reason to lower the coefficient of friction on the car. Makes it glide through the air a little bit easier. Well, I'm also changing some other things. Instead of getting a lot of air under the car and the car lifts at speed, because of the changes, I'm actually getting some downforce. All you racer guys out there, you know what downforce is. It's better cornering. But all that is not costing me any fuel economy. It's actually getting me better fuel economy for the car. It's pretty cool.
Go ahead and pull this factory valence back here in the back, or spoiler, whatever you like to call it. And show you how this goes. Okay, I took a couple off at the beginning, made it easy. Most of these are held on with these little clips. So as you pull them down, whew, it releases, comes out. So it just takes a little screwdriver action. Pop this back one off. I think I have one more left. And then we'll be ready to put our new one on. Put a little protective tape up here just in case I get silly and want to go radical and get out of my boundary zone. Always a good idea. So there's that. Now if you look at this new piece that comes in, it's already color coded. And what we're trying to do is get these little tabs to line up inside of here that we've already riveted. And we'll see how that goes. Not too bad. Okay. Now we just need to put the little factory bottom part in. So put the back in first. Slide this under. And wait for the click. Click. Hear that? Perfect.
The side skirts are breezed. Just a bunch of little easy clips popped off the bottom. A couple screws on either end. Now Brian's going to start pulling the hidden push pins from the back. There we go. Work our way forward. Out with the old.
Okay. Show you the back where our new pins are. Those are pushed in. We're ready to go. We'll hold the new one up. It's going to look a lot more sharp. You can see the original body holes. We'll start in the middle, work our way out. But right now, got to take a break. And after that, we will have our skirt on. No pun intended.
Welcome back to the break room. Now first up, we got the original vent visor from Auto Vent Shade.
These are cool, you know, you want to keep the rain out, you want to have the air in and not have that buffeting sound that goes on.
That.
No. Super easy to put on. They come with 3M automotive grade tape, so all you have to do is clean it with a little alcohol, stick it on.
And they're precision engineered for each application. You know, so you're not gonna get like your mom takes you clothes shopping as a kid, she buys everything oversized so you grow into it. No, these fit nice and sleek. They look really good with the body lines of the car. But again, it lets that fresh air in without all the elements. You can park your car on a hot day, crack your windows. You don't have any worries about, you know, soaking the inside of your car.
Again, it's the original vent visor, made in USA by Auto Vent Shade. Next product up is from Byrd. This is their flushing oil. Now, either in your engine or your transmission, when you're gonna do an oil change, put this in, run around the block for 15 minutes, then drain your oil as normal. It's gonna clean a lot of stuff for you.
It's gonna hit all the sludge, the varnish, and the gum and strip it out, you know, and you're gonna go do that oil change, so it's gonna flush it all out. So it's a nice chemical blend to get all that done, but it doesn't have any harsh solvents that'll attack and eat away any kind of seals.
Which is nice because you can just dispose of it like you would your normal automatic transmission or engine oil. Again, that's from Byrd, their flushing oil. Next up is from You Coat It.
Yeah, it's the ultimate in epoxy floor coating.
And you can coat it.
Yeah, comes with everything you need right in the kit, including an instructional DVD, as if it was that hard.
And we use it here on our floor. Really high quality, super durable, whether you're gonna put it on an airplane hangar, commercial facility, anything you need, and it's chemical resistant, so you don't have to worry that it's going to get eaten up by oil and whatnot.
Yeah, that's right. Now they got all kinds of colors, textures, so you can get some grip. They got speckles to hide all our dirt. So if you want it, you can go right to a retailer, or you can go directly to UCoat-It.
And if you wanted more information, where would you go for all the stuff we had here today?
Would you just look up in the sky?
For more information about anything you've seen on today's show, check out speed.com or visit TwoGuysGarage.com. How often should I replace my cabin air filter?
Hardest part of changing a cabin air filter is just finding it. Usually under the hood, under the dash. And the reason you want to change these is because they got a lot of nasty contaminants and pollutants that it's filtering for you. And voila, look at all that disgusting muck. Now, if you have a car that's after 2000, normally you're gonna have one of these. And the answer to a trivia question is every 15,000 miles or every year, you wanna change this out. Get rid of that nastiness, put the new one in. Use a good quality one like this one from Hastings. Just stick it back into your compartment, click it in. There you go. Now, a little tip, take your Sharpie, put this baby on, write the date on there, and now you know when to change it again.
This tip is brought to you by Hastings Premium Filters and the fine folks at Federated.
Yeah, you know you're digging those 17-inch wheels. You can't lie. What do you think? We took a really cool, functional hybrid, does its thing extremely well, but we made it a little bit more hip.
We gave it some eco style.
That's right.
Now there's one last thing that we've got to do before we're done. We've got to badge it with the Plus Performance Evolution. Now, not only do we have the wheels, the sway bar, the spring kit, the floor mats, ground effects. Did I miss anything? But this little part right there says it all. Sweet.
Now you're an official Plus player.
Right on, man. That was fun.
Cool.
Good job today. See you guys next time on Two Guys Garage.
See you next time.